Whoa, welcome back to The Lookout. This is episode 11, and we are back with the Android Cell Saga. I am Meals. You're here with the Platinum Chanel boy himself, Jeff. What's up?
Yeah, what's up, man?
It's a beautiful morning.
It is.
Both in where you're at and where I'm at, and we're here.
It's lucky, too.
Yeah.
Usually you're like complaining about something going on with the weather.
The weather's trash. Weather has been inconsistent in probably like the last 6 months, but you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah.
We're back, man. We last episode. You know what? Do I want to just run into the last time on the lookout?
Yeah, I go right into it.
It's my turn for last time on the lookout because let's see. Let me see. Let me set up the timer.
30 seconds, bro.
30 seconds. All right, 30 seconds. I'm ready. Are you ready for last time on the lookout, everybody? All right. You're ready and go. Last time on the lookout, we went to a distant timeline, a dystopian timeline where androids ran Earth and started killing people. It was kind of crazy. And Gohan died. All the Z Fighters died within the first 13 seconds of the movie, and then Gohan died, and then it was up to Baby Trunks to sort of figure everything out, and not even he was able to get the androids out the paint, so he had to go to the future in this current timeline to figure this shit out. Boom.
That was 30 seconds?
I got it, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, that was 30 seconds. That was actually 30 seconds. I actually did it in half a second less than 30 seconds.
It needs to be one next week. It needs to be one of those things where we both got stopwatches, and then we gotta be like, all right. Who got the best time?
All right. I didn't even plan.
But you know what? To be fair, it may have been 30 seconds because that film felt like it's 30 seconds. So. It actually makes sense.
It wasn't one of the best, but if you have not listened to it, please go back. It's episode 10 of The Lookout, where we talked about the history of Trunks.
We made it really interesting.
A brief little aside from the Android Cell Saga, but we're officially back. We're back in the mix of things.
The fun stuff.
And first thing first, Goku's awake.
Mm-hmm.
Goku's awake. Goku's alive. Yeah. Goku's up and kicking. He's there shooting fireball. He's shooting Kamehameha blast at the ocean. He's woke. My man is here, and everything just feels like
the energy's back
when he's back.
The energy's back.
The energy's back. Everyone is Chi-Chi feels at calm. Yeah. Krillin's happy. Krillin's like, oh my god. He hugs Goku, nearly knocks him off the ship and shit like that, man. All this other shit. But Goku's like, at this point, at this stage, so much has gone on. We have no idea how long he's been asleep. We can only infer he's been asleep maybe like a week, maybe a little bit less.
I hope not, because as I said, Yamcha was there the whole time, bro. They're not a week.
Well, they moved him, and they moved him from just with Yamcha to now in a crib with Chi-Chi, and also, Master Roshi, which probably does no favors, and also Oolong and Puar. So,
a room full of pervs.
She was in good hands? Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But Goku at this point realizes, at this point, there's no way we can match up to whatever the androids are. We can't match up to whatever Cell is. Mind you, they decided to forego all of these let's catch Goku up on what happened, because this nigga's I saw it all in my dreams.
Yeah, man. I never heard that one before prior to this, but
this is crazy. But you know what?
Saiyans are wild, man.
Yeah, I don't know, but he says, and he knows Vegeta is feeling the same way too. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. He says, I know Vegeta feels the same way too. So he takes Gohan. They fly over to where Vegeta is. Vegeta is pissed. Vegeta's been standing in the Trunks. Vegeta's been standing on that rock for 3 days in the same place. And anytime he comes near him, he says, go away. That's just father. That's just that good father shit.
He said 3 days. Trunks wasn't exaggerating either.
No, he was just he's been literally standing there for 3 days. Goku approaches him. And, I like the little interactions between Goku and Vegeta. throughout this entire series or this arc or something, because you can really get like a taste that they're starting to kind of respect one another. Like Vegeta's still sole purpose is like to be stronger than Goku and eventually like whoop Goku's ass.
Yeah.
But you can tell from their just like interactions, their playful interactions.
No, I think after everything that happened, you know, with Frieza on Namek, I think Vegeta definitely got this respect for him, and I know Goku did, especially after, you know, the burial scene, etc., all that stuff. But like, I think at that point, Vegeta was like, okay, well, at least he knows he's a Saiyan. You know
Right.
what I mean?
They're the last two Saiyans, two strongest, even though Vegeta's still like, yo, I need to be stronger than this Kakarot motherfucker.
Yeah. But he knows what's going on.
Let's see what happens here. Yeah, they Vegeta says, Goku tells Vegeta, I know a place where you can get 1 year of training in one day. And Vegeta's interest is piqued. He needs to know where this place is. What is he doing? Why are we still standing here on this rock when we could be training? He knows they both know there's a level beyond a Super Saiyan. I don't know how they know that, but I think it's just their intuition and their Saiyan nature to just continue to reach new heights and push to be stronger and all of that. They know there is a level that's beyond Super Saiyan, and they're both destined to find it.
They saw it in their dreams.
So Goku says, listen, we can go to the hyperbolic time chamber, and we can get 1 year of training within one day. And that's where they essentially all go. Hyperbolic time chamber becomes incredibly important.
Yeah, I mean,
in the series from here on out. It's like, why didn't we have this before? That's how important it is.
Well, yeah, when I think about it like that too, it's like, okay, so you have literally, it's a perfect training method.
Yeah.
For these type of guys. I mean, really, it's franchise changing in my opinion. Like, I think the hyperbolic time chamber is so underrated, just like as a thing, like as a purpose.
I think because essentially, well, it's used pretty much in every saga and every arc moving forward here. Like, we see it in the Buu saga, we see it in Super plenty of times. We just seen it. If you're watching Super that's airing on television a few weeks ago, Vegeta just hopped in it so he could get strong to fight Goku Black.
Real quick.
Just hopped in. He was like, yo, I'm gonna get a quick 6-hour rep in. You know, that's about like 6 months. I'm gonna just get that, you know, I'm gonna get it, knock it out. We'll be back. We're gonna head back in time. You know, all this shit. They're heading through different dimensions and time spaces and all this stuff. This is Dragon Ball Z right now.
It changed everything.
It changes it. Now, do you feel like the writers added that just solely because they needed, I think for the purpose of time, they're just like, we can't do these long training montages anymore.
Honestly, it was the best thing that they could have done, instead of just having, you know, Goku in a very desperate moment and he transcends again. You know, It's like you want them to fear the fact that they're not stronger than their opponent and they have to figure out something quick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And also, like, training before this was apparently like training in 400 times gravity.
Right. So they kind of gave us the idea of, you know, methods. You know, they brought gravity into the training scene early on, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of knew that was a way to get stronger.
Right. So you know what? Hyperbolic time chamber becomes pretty much one of the most important things, and they go in as pairs, and we see Vegeta and Trunks go in first, and after the fact, we're gonna see Gohan and Goku go in, which is like the father-son bonding time that we never knew that we were going to have in this entire saga.
Yeah, seriously.
Here it is.
Wow, so that's the hyperbolic time chamber, huh?
All right. Which group goes first?
Hey, you two, go on in.
Good. Right this way, please. Once you cross the threshold, you are to spend a year in the room, but when you leave, only a day will have passed in this dimension. Good luck.
Thank you, Goku. Good luck, Trunks. Take care of Vegeta, okay?
I hope those two get along.
But while they're off, while the four strongest people
Oh my God! I just
of the Z
see, and
fighters,
this is where we get back to like how things were when Goku was
he's
in a
here for
coma,
1 minute and then he's gone the next.
because everything goes bad like from the minute they step in.
They're, I think, like the basis of Dragon Ball Z is Goku's in the fight. Goku gets hurt. Goku has to heal. Everybody has to fend for themselves. Does not do as well, and essentially are just waiting for Goku to come back. Goku comes back, gets his, gets whatever, has to heal again. It's essentially like a recurring cycle.
That's it.
Like,
That's it. They just do it in very creative ways.
I think
So sometimes you don't notice.
I think they quit it in Super.
Yeah, Super. They let a lot of different things go. I mean, that's the reason why. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy this so much.
The next big thing that we have is the androids are like, yo, Goku is not at his house. We're here. 18 is rummaging through Chi-Chi's clothes. Terrible. Finds a pretty good fit though. Like, quite be honest.
Yeah. That was the one right there.
Manages to throw some shit together. Looks very fire. I'll give her that.
It says a lot about Chi-Chi in that household too, because the clothes that she gave Piccolo and Goku were fly as well.
Hey, wait a minute.
And then Gohan is always
Gohan always.
even when he's like just studying, he got his nice like all white, like he's always cleaned up.
Right.
His fist when he was a baby was hard.
Listen,
he had a Dragon Ball on his head as an accessory, bro.
As an accessory, drip.
Come on, man.
It's easy. Oh my God. So they decided after they're rummaging through clothes, it's like, hey, Goku's not here. Do you know where Goku could be? And Android 16 is like, he might be at this island where he's always at if he's not here. And literally in, I would say 1/10 of the time that took them to get to Goku's house, they end up on Master Roshi's island. And it's a funny situation because it's Piccolo's watching TV. He's angry. Mm-hmm. I just find him angry. Everyone's sleeping. He's angry watching television. He's like, fuck these Cell. Damn it. Cell's on the loose again. And I can't do anything about it. He turns, I don't know if he hears a knock on the door or just like, he just feels something just land. He looks out the window and he's like, fuck, the androids are here. He wakes everyone else up. I don't know why. I would have just kept him asleep. But
I would have just kept him asleep too. I'm like,
the androids are here. They're like, can Goku come out and play? He says Goku's not here, but I can definitely show you these hands if you're looking for something. And they decide we're gonna get one of the most underrated battles in Dragon Ball Z. Piccolo versus Android 17.
You've been waiting to talk about this.
I love this fight, man. I still love it to this day.
They absolutely go in.
They go ham bananas on this. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They go 100%. Piccolo's ready to show off the full extent of his power, and he looks great. My man he's in supreme form. The way he powers up is completely different than what he did before. He looks like full. He looks like complete.
Yeah. They shined it up.
Android 17 didn't see it coming because Android 17 is like, I'm the strongest fighter on Earth, and no one is stronger than me. And they have this battle, and it's just, to me, it's just probably since Vegeta versus Goku in the Saiyan saga, this is like one of the most like full fights that just seems like competitive. That just seems like they're trying to one up one another, as opposed to like maybe the Goku versus Frieza fight, where it's kind of like to me there was like a lot of theatrics going on because Frieza is just a very extra motherfucker.
Yeah, he likes to stop and talk his shit. Yeah, and then,
But once 17 realized that Piccolo wasn't holding back, they're punching each other through the stomach. They're
just the greatest. Like those are some of my favorite hits in all of the series.
Oh yeah, because it's just like an exchange of blows.
Yeah, you could just like see the other arm basically almost tear it through the body. It just slings back because the pressure. It's amazing, dude.
They do that thing where they kick each other and both flip in the air and shit. Like, oh my God. A few firsts in there, we see Piccolo's guided scatter shot, which was a very cool visual. Especially after it didn't work the first time, he decided, yo, I had to put the remix on it.
Piccolo is
And
very creative. That's maybe the one thing that he
the
does have.
guided scatter shot, Android 17's realization of what's going on around him and why he can't escape was incredible. We saw Android 17's force field for the first time.
Yeah, look, 17's force field is one of the most OP moves in all of Dragon Ball.
Listen,
and if you watch Super, you know why.
You watch Super 100%, you know why. Please go back to the Super episodes. Episodes 1 through 6 is like Super. If you're trying to get your mix on the Tournament of Power. Was there any way Piccolo could have won this fight? Do you feel like there was any way he could have won this fight?
No, I don't. I had no. I mean, I think at the end of the day, 17 was still overpowered.
Yeah.
In comparison, I just think Piccolo is a skilled fighter, and 17 really didn't respect him in that manner until that fight, and he was like, "Oh shit, you actually know what you're doing."
To me, I wasn't completely sure if Piccolo was trying to go for the kill, but if he was, I don't think he would have won because obviously he was unsuccessful in every sort of attempt.
Yeah.
But to me, it was just, this was such a good fight. It felt more like for the thrill of the fight and the thrill of the competition.
Yeah, it just needed to happen.
Just seeing who's stronger. Android 17 finally getting a challenge and being able to do that. Piccolo finally getting to test out his new powers and see how that is going. It felt like so much of just a challenge, way more than just like, yo, this is like I'm trying to kill you for a reason. Like right. I feel like Piccolo could have gone way harder if he was trying to destroy Android 17.
I'm sure. I mean, but when do we ever get a? But when do we? I mean, look, Piccolo to me, I never really see him super like. They never give Piccolo like a very aggressive moment.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
This is the last aggressive moment we're gonna see,
right? Well, and it's like
right. Besides probably the Cell Juniors that'll come up a little bit later.
Yeah. But like,
this is like
he's
the last
just like,
one.
where he's just like mad and his power is just at his, just like furious. One of those Piccolo moments.
Right.
I think he deserves more of that. It's just I think they like to keep certain guys in tiers, and they just don't allow certain characters to go to do certain things.
It's just
just from a separation of power.
Yeah, I think just because Piccolo's story now in Z is so intertwined with Gohan, if it's not really related to Gohan, it's not like something big where they're planning to.
That could definitely be it.
During the midst of this fight on the ocean, this fight on the islands, they're blowing up islands and shit. Cell's just like, "Ooh, wait a minute. I feel something strong from far away. Like, Piccolo must be fighting an android."
Did Piccolo not think about this?
You know what? He probably didn't. In the midst of all this fighting, he probably was so focused on 17 that he's just like, yo, I forgot fucking Cell.
Right.
So Cell blast over there. Cell's over there in New York Minute. Cell doesn't waste any time. I think he probably drops the person he's about to absorb and is like, nope, found 17.
Watching it as an adult, it's like I see more of the like obsessive side of Cell. Mm-hmm. I didn't notice it when I was younger, but seeing like just the way that Cell even talks about 17, 18, or the way he tried to compromise with them when we talk about that, but it's just like he's way more obsessive than I remember.
You know why? It's his goal. And it's so like, and we'll talk about later how it's so like intertwined within his own being, but his goal and his purpose to be perfect.
Kind of like similar to 16 and Goku. Like that whole thing is like, I don't really want to fight anybody. I'm just here to do with Goku. So Cell's just like, I have to. These are the things that I have to do, like no matter what.
He's essentially had to travel through time to just. Get to the purpose of just becoming perfect, and he does not want to let it go and anything. So he slides over there, and when Cell arrives, he stands up on that rock. My man is just like, yo, what's good?
Yeah, like one
What's
leg
good,
up.
my niggas? Yeah, yeah, one leg up. He was like, yo, what's good, my niggas? Yo, like it's crazy. He stands up. Piccolo's like, fuck.
Yeah, he's like, oh
And
my God, why is he here?
his power has grown to scary levels. This man has absorbed
He's been eating.
hundreds of thousands of maybe millions of people at this point. And it's I like the little when he did the power up and you just kind of saw all the souls
Yeah,
just
that was
like
so cool. I kind of wish
scream.
that was his normal aura. Like, just let
Yeah.
that be your normal aura, bro.
I think I don't know, maybe it's too dark. I don't know. It's
I'm
just
gonna matter of
I
fact,
like it.
I'm glad you just reminded me about that because I'm gonna write that down and use it on my own for something
Yeah.
else. That's really cool. It's a really cool idea.
It's like a lot of different souls. You're just like screaming and like asking for help, and he's just
Yeah.
powering up. And he says in this moment during this power, let me try to find the quote. He says something along the lines of, "They're all a part of me. Oh, they're part of greatness now.
Hmm.
All the souls that I've stolen finally have a purpose," which is very wild. It's very,
Hey, hey, man, that's a top villain quote right there. That's like some real, because that's you want it to feel like damn, Marcel, he really meant that shit.
yeah.
Like
Um,
damn.
it's at this point where the roles begin to shift in the show in terms of Cell is now the villain,
Hmm.
the 100% villain of the show. And Android 17, 18, and 16 are no longer as villainous as probably they seem because
No.
now they're the targets. Now Piccolo starts being sort of sympathetic or at least trying to warn 17, like, yo, this guy's about to destroy you. You need to handle out. And for a
Yeah.
brief moment, 17 and Piccolo are on the same side.
Yeah. No. I think they. It's kind of crazy. I think this all led up to how we talked about 17 and 18 kind of just wanting to do regular things and just being regular people for on their way to do something villainous.
Right.
I feel like it all lays over for this subject because you start to see that not just can you enjoy life as a regular person, but you can also fear your life, and it just kind of transitioned to like fear.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever what you're talking about, everything just kind of focused on Cell, and all of a sudden the Z Warriors are protecting the androids.
So this is the first time the androids know about Cell. This is the first time they hear about Cell. This is the first time they hear about their purpose of Cell. It's probably a bad time to hear all of this for the first time, but because especially since 17 is pretty much spent. But
Yeah,
Cell,
that's an
Cell,
important thing you just said too. In all
yes,
this,
Cell he is here to absorb Android 17, and Piccolo lets Android 17 know that. Android 17 is like, yo, I gotta fight this guy. Immediately off the rip, Cell bodies Piccolo. It's just like, you know what? We've gone through this long enough.
yeah.
I think you played me the first time with that arm shit. I'm not gonna take any chances. You know what? Piccolo does is cool. He does that move he never really does ever again. Is it called the Devil's Blast or something? Like,
With like the triangle where he makes his hands like a O.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
He does that move. Uh, he tries to
That's one of
kill
his kill
some of it.
shots. Yeah, that's one of his
Yeah,
kill shot. Even on like fighters, like that's his finale. That's his final
that shit didn't do a damn thing in here because essentially,
move.
like, Arcelo pretty much walked through that shit. He ate that
Yeah.
like nothing.
Cell at this point
Um,
had reached the peak of being at stage one. Like
yeah.
whatever, like that, he was at his strongest point. He knew, all right, the only thing left to do now is get 17.
So it's seven. Piccolo tries to put up a struggle, but it's really no use, and he gets bodied pretty quickly and pretty graphically. Actually, like um, Cell manages to knock him out. He picks him up, and he pretty much just like, here you go, and blast him right through
Bless him.
his abdomen.
That was Cell stage one on Dragon Ball Z. Was it? I don't know if it was Budokai or Budokai. I'm not sure which one. But that was one of his finishers. He picked the guy up by his neck and he put his hand on his stomach. He'll go, "See you," and he just flashed you in
Wow.
the stomach.
It's just crazy. He did that, threw him in the ocean. My nigga Piccolo, I was like, yo, does Piccolo know how to swim? I feel like he should know how to. I feel like
Piccolo's
Piccolo
little
should be
hand
able to
was
breathe underwater.
Piccolo's arm was
His arm
floating
is
over the water.
just chilling, just Jim Jones in it.
Mm.
Like he was just. I feel like Piccolo should be able to swim underwater. I don't know.
Damn Namekians, man! You don't know their genetic makeup. They may be flawed, man. They don't even have women.
I mean,
So there you go.
let's talk about it. Right.
There you go, man.
Piccolo's out the picture, and Android 17's like, okay, what do we do from here? Like, and Android 16, this is the time he's getting loud.
Yeah,
This man is his entire demeanor has changed from there.
I love 16, man. I wish he got wished back or something, dude. Like he would have been cool.
So 17 tries to take on Cell. He's not successful, but with Cell about to absorb Android 17, 16 steps in. He's like, yo, it's time. I know I'm here supposed to just fight Goku, but I need to do my part to make sure he doesn't get any stronger. And Android 16 puts the hurting on Cell.
He does. You get to see how strong 16 really is.
Let's talk about the profile of Android 16.
Sure.
Because we never really got into it. We know he's here, but we don't know much about him. He seems like a very calm fellow, but he turns into pretty much the voice of reason and the voice of like kind of a smart voice too when it considers like the androids and how they react and what's how they're necessarily built. But he's one of the calmer. He's like the soothing, calm giant.
Yeah.
That we've seen in Dragon Ball so many times before. But man, he puts the hurt on Cell. Like what we haven't seen before. Favorite moves, that the rocket punch that came out of nowhere.
Very cool. Very different.
Just someone's arm coming off. You've never seen that before.
Now in Dragon Ball like that.
Let's see. What else does he got? He has that machine gun shit where he picked up Cell, threw him over his head, slammed him to the ground.
Yeah.
Decided the coordination you need to be able to take both of your arms off at the same time.
These are all moves that he does in the game too, and it's like this is why he had to get nerfed. Because like he like the way that he moves was ridiculous, and you definitely see it against Cell.
He really batters the shit out of people.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't really let up. Like if you give him too much of an inch, he's going to beat the shit out of you.
Absolutely, and he's also using like weapons like that are attached to his body. This man's pulling off both arms, and then like the arms are shooting beams at you while you're just in the ground.
It's crazy. Android 16 to me, underrated design. It's a shame we never get to see him after this.
Yeah.
He never really comes up. He was really designed for the purpose of this saga, which is fine. I think it makes him legendary in a sense of just like, or at least maybe not legendary, but noteworthy of how important he is to this saga, as opposed to trying to fit him in.
Sure.
Sort of new.
I mean, that makes sense to me. I'm with you because it's not like, I mean, I would like to see more of him, but it's just like, it's not like his design and what he does would work well going forward. You know what I'm saying? Like with the Dragon Ball Z community.
Yeah, I mean, we have enough.
Yeah.
People on I think he would be great on the Z Fighters. Like if he was end up on like Super or something, and just trying to build that dynamic with Goku. Like I'm supposed to hate Goku, but learning to love Goku. But I don't really think everyone loves Goku. I don't really think we needed that at that point.
Yeah,
so I get why he's not included, but it's good for the purpose of this saga that he's in.
Sure, yeah, no, absolutely. His purpose is mega. When it comes down to it,
right.
So he has a huge purpose. One of the biggest purposes.
One of the biggest, longest story arcs in this entire
absolutely
of this entire season is very important. Do you think he was? I have a question. Let's see.
Yeah.
Do you think he was designed to be stronger than the other androids to get rid of the other androids, or just due to the sheer strength of Goku?
Nah, yeah, I just think it was all Goku because at the end of the day, even prior to that, he didn't want to fight. He didn't want to help 17 or 18 at all. He had one purpose. He did get distracted, messing with nature a few times.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell that he's very just like, if it's not about Goku, then I really don't even need to be around it or talking about it or whatever. Like, let's just get to him and when we're there, that's it. But I don't know if he was like a plan of action to destroy 17 and 18 just in case.
Yeah, because it's interesting because it's like Dr. Gero releases 17 and 18, but he clearly has an even stronger weapon, which is 16.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was meant to be like break glass in case of emergency, in case he had to either deactivate them again or they managed to get destroyed or something along that shit.
Well, I mean, it's possible. I mean,
he's stronger than Cell. He's stronger than the first form of Cell.
Yeah, so he's definitely up there. I mean, he's at that point in time, he's definitely stronger than 18 and 17. I'm pretty sure he was at that point.
He manages to blast Cell into the ground, but Cell's just like, I'm just gonna move underground now. Crafty move. He shows up behind 17, and there's just like this horror moment where 16 just like 7, and it's too late.
It's too late.
It's really. He gets his tail. He swallows 17 whole, which is weird.
Very weird. Always been weird. We talked about. I wonder if they changed their minds about like how he was doing it prior.
You
think it was always supposed to open like this, or were they going to keep doing the the way he was just poking other humans and absorbing them? This was like complete.
This was yeah. This was different. I think he couldn't just because they're androids, so they don't really have like a soul.
This is true.
Essence something. So they kind of have to like swallow them whole and absorb that into.
And it separates them, right? Like it separates the meaning, how meaningful they are in comparison, right?
17's absorbed. Boom, 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 bam.
It's a wrap.
No one could have thought to like grab his legs or something, or whatever. Just while you can,
something. Cut his tail off.
Punch him. Throw them throw some rocks at him, like cut his tail off again.
Something.
When 16 cut Cell's tail off the first time, I was like, yo, that is graphic. My man screamed like a baby.
He did, bro. You could tell it was just like
my man screamed.
The way they showed Cell's face, it was like he looked like what?
It was like you were dissecting. Yeah, it was like you're dissecting something that was alive, and they're just like screaming through the torture of it. It was like, imagine if someone pulls your dick off or something. It was like you probably
like
had the same reaction.
Absolutely, like it was like just the worst thing that could possibly happen to him, pain wise.
Android 17 is absorbed, and we get the newest form of Cell.
It's the Cell going through puberty Cell.
Yeah, it's a puberty Cell. Meanwhile, forgot to say this earlier. Tien, when Cell is
yeah. Go ahead, talk about Tien's pride and
when Cell is coming, Tien is just like, damn, I can feel Cell coming. For some reason, he gets really angry.
Yeah, he must have been dealing with something.
He's like, I don't know why I'm just standing here doing nothing. I gotta do something.
Yamcha's like,
I'm just like, yo, my nigga, relax.
Nigga, please. I ain't going over there.
Relax, because if you go over there, they're gonna expect me to go over there next.
That's so true.
Krillin's off somewhere else. It's either between you would have been like, yo, Chaozu, check your mans.
You already know. Don't even ask Krillin. Goku's not anywhere near. Don't even ask Krillin.
It's like, yo, if Tien goes over there, it's me next. They're gonna ask me to go over there and see what's going down. Tien flies over there and he just watches for a while. He watches from the rafters, very Sting-esque. Yeah. Until he's the one who tries to warn 17 about being absorbed, and it's already too late.
Hey man, Tien, look man, Tien took some real ass leadership qualities. Some real leadership qualities came out in this moment, man.
You know what I don't like? If you watch Dragon Ball, you know how cool Tien's entrance was.
Absolutely.
he was pretty much the antithesis of like Goku in all of his training. He was trained by the Crane Hermit. He wasn't trained by the Turtle Hermit. He had all these different techniques. He had all these different
Always
things.
cool.
These blasts. He really like helped define this current era of Dragon Ball Z from
Real. That's
from
real.
like the different techniques, different blasts, different all these other things. And his role in the series, at least up to this point, is just such a demotion from where
Dude,
he's
like
at.
he did not deserve. I feel like he should get something. Like I don't know what. I just feel like Tien deserves something.
And you know what? This was probably it.
This is all. This is well. I mean, this showed me a lot. He got my respect for the rest of everything I ever watched Dragon Ball related. So I guess if it took this one moment, then hey, so be it, man.
16 tries to go after Cell again. Boom, boom, boom. And he's on the way sort of to get Android 18. But Tien steps in and Tien says, nah, I'm going to handle this. Y'all need to sort of get away. He sees him from above. He does the tri-beam. Is it the tri-beam?
Yeah.
It's the tri-beam. Essentially, Tien's strongest technique.
It's basically, yeah. I mean, it is his strongest technique.
He manages to hold off Cell
but it's a life-risking attack.
A life-risking attack, but it is. You know what? It's strong as hell if he's managing to hold off Cell in his second form.
It is strong as hell.
When he had essentially no chance, chance in sort of hand-on-hand combat. I mean, he would have been knocked out with one punch. It wouldn't have been even a question.
And I think one of the main reasons that it is this way is because he's human.
Yeah. He uses what they call, I guess, Neo Tri-Beam. Shout out to that. He uses it repeatedly, and everyone knows it's a technique that takes a lot of ki, takes a lot of energy from.
It's like his life force. I think he's like shooting his life force at you. I think that's how it's explained, which is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's a tri-beam, but it leaves a perfect square in the ground. Whatever. So listen, I don't make the rules. It's his final moment of relevancy, and then he just passes out after he does it too much. He just passes out.
We're talking. He shot Cell like 20 or 30 times with this Neo Tri-Beam.
Goku and Gohan and Mr. Popo are watching from the lookout, and Gohan's already attempted to like fly down there.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. Gohan was not right. Like when Piccolo went down, Gohan was like, "Yo,
yeah,
Dad, I'm about to go."
Yo, not my nigga.
So Goku was like, "Chill, man. That's not your father. Relax. Bro. It's not your dad, bro."
Popo was just like, "Yo, your dad's mad too," and the show's like Goku like holding it in, being calm, composure, all this other extra shit. But when Tien is almost out of here, at this point, Android 16 and Android 18 are out of here. They've already flown off the island. They've escaped. At this point, Goku's like, no, we can't lose anybody.
Yeah, the Tien shit ticked him off.
Yeah.
It put him over the limit.
I think he didn't want to lose anybody, like just period.
Right.
He knows I don't know if he knows there were no Dragon Balls. He probably did at this point realize there was no Dragon Balls with Kami gone.
Yeah.
But he knew that he didn't want this to end up like the Saiyan saga. He didn't want this to end up like the Frieza saga where he lost anybody in this fight. So Goku just was like, yo, head down there. And it's the first time that Goku comes face to face with Cell.
And they have a nice little introduction and everything.
Yeah, a very key moment. It's light. It's not super.
It's a teaser. It's definitely a teaser.
Yeah,
you can tell.
It's a teaser.
The music changes.
It's very light. Cell's just like Goku. Wow, shit. I only read about him in magazines. And he comes face to face with Cell for the first time. Goku saves Tien. He realized Piccolo's also not dead. Apparently, maybe Piccolo can swim. Mm-hmm. He grabs Piccolo and Cell tries to, get a piece of Goku before he leaves. But Goku's just like, yo, I'm out. Boom. Back to the lookout. We're back to the lookout. And they're just regrouping after this. Everyone's tried to go face to face with Cell. Nearly 2 people nearly died during it. Just everything, man.
I mean, at this point, it's like hope isn't high.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things like they don't know if the training is gonna work. They know Vegeta and Trunks are in there. They're waiting for them to get out. I think Goku is still like, hurry up, guys. We need you to come. You know, they're worried. They're worried.
Everyone's just like, yo, we need Goku to finish this battle, so Vegeta and Trunks need to get out of there. During this, we see Cell. Cell tries to find Android 17. Well, actually, Android 16 and 18 during this entire thing. He's blowing up islands, all of that. But then we get the emergence of the dynamic duo known as Vegeta and Trunks. They've been in the hyperbolic chamber for 1 full year. No 9 months, no 23 hours and 46 minutes. No, all 24 hours. The doors open and boom.
Thanks for waiting, guys. Did we miss anything? It's good to have you back. Things have gotten worse since you've been gone.
Hey, Trunks, you've changed.
I'll say, hey, you look like you're in great shape.
You were in the chamber for a whole day. I've never known anyone who could last that long in there.
We probably could have come out a lot sooner, but Father wasn't willing to leave until he was sure he'd done all he could do. He insisted on training for the full year, even though it really only took him a couple of months to transform.
Quiet! You've said quite enough. Our training is not to be discussed, ever.
Trunks comes out, looks like he's ready to model Urban Outfitters.
Yeah, my man comes out with the very statuesque.
Handsome. Yeah, you know, like he slimmed down a little bit.
Slimmed down, hair's long.
Yeah.
My man's walking very,
Yeah, he looked like, yeah, y'all see me, you know.
He was like, pretty boy Flacco over here.
Right.
My man is Trunks. He stepped out and there's this, you know what? I had a question about why do we see Gohan and Goku's training in real time, but we don't see Vegeta and Trunks?
I think because they had already, because Trunks came out. When did we get to the point where Trunks was talking about how the training went? Because when Trunks was talking about how the training went, I remember he was just saying like he didn't even want to talk. I think that they told us everything they wanted us to know about it. It's like Vegeta was being stubborn the whole time. They basically trained separately. Blah 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 blah. Vegeta is trying to reach a certain point. I'm trying to reach a certain point, and I think they wanted to give that Goku Gohan moment again because we got a lot of Piccolo Gohan, but like this was like they're actually going to spend a year together, just themselves. Right. So I guess they probably wanted to show all that, and then
especially the development that Gohan gets. That too. They want to start and show you everything that Gohan's about to go through during this training. His biggest training moment, probably. The stuff with Piccolo was great back in the day, but like even Goku said it. I believe he was like, he was like, I'm a way harder trainer than Piccolo. Right.
So
we see the little micro interactions between Goku and Vegeta, where Goku's just like, you'd have to triple your strength to be able to fight Cell, and then it's just, Vegeta's like
yeah, like smirks at him. Like that was dope though. I enjoyed that because at that point I was like, oh, Vegeta about to go in.
Vegeta's like, yo, don't forget who's the strongest right now.
Did Vegeta say something like, don't even worry about going in there or something?
He told everyone. He was like, y'all don't even have to worry about this shit. You're going to be wasting your time. You can go in there and train if you want. But I'm about to end this shit right now. And Bulma pulls up with the new fits for everybody. She pulls up. He's like, I've replicated everyone's gear. Yo, shout out to Bulma as a wife. Just bring in new fits.
Bro, she's just like,
I brought new fits for everybody.
She's so important, man. She's important, like, bro.
She looks at Piccolo and Tien like, I brought you guys something too.
Piccolo's like, yo, Piccolo is I ain't gonna get into it, bro.
Piccolo's like, yo, don't you ever in your life
But he put on Goku's clothes at his crib, but he won't put in no Saiyan armor.
He's like, I am a Namekian. I am not a Saiyan.
Yo, he
And
would have
I
looked
will not.
fire in that, bro.
Bro, the blue and the green, I don't know about it. I don't know.
He would have looked fire, bro.
I don't know, man. It just would
I
have.
mean, his armor is already dope, but like his armor looks better on Gohan, which we'll get to. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, but we'll get to.
And Tien's just like
Tien
yo,
shit's always been hard though. He's
I
always
feel
had
like
a fly gear as well.
he always got something going on. He's gonna rock the white tee.
Yeah. But his colorway is dope. Like just that, just his.
Oh, he got green on lock. He knows.
Yeah.
Everyone knows. It's like, yo, you can't get green. Tien is.
Yeah, I think sometimes he has like purple pants and like, he's got a dope fit, man. He's got a dope fit.
Goku and Gohan go into the hyperbolic time chamber, and Vegeta and Trunks fly to meet Cell. And Piccolo's not confident in any of this. Piccolo's just like, here we go again. We're gonna see what happens.
More stress.
Vegeta meets Cell, and he transforms, and they fly into the new ascended Super Saiyan.
Yeah, Super Vegeta.
Let's talk about these ascended Super Saiyans.
Sure. We can.
What's the difference between this and a regular Super Saiyan?
So to my knowledge, and I think it's mostly it is a gain of more strength and power.
Mm-hmm.
But you lose speed in the process.
Right.
That is apparently the ascended stage. It's just like a buff. It's a buff version. You get more power, you lose speed. I just think it ends up being obsolete after a while because of the fact that you do get a lot more buffer and you lose speed, and it's too much. You're losing too much.
So I've always felt like what they were trying to accomplish with the Ascended Saiyan is what gets accomplished later on in the saga anyway.
Yeah, I think they didn't want to give them quote unquote Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah.
Because, we all find out why later, but I think they want to just kind of keep that similar to the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. You know what I'm saying? It's very like an exclusive thing.
According to Dragon Ball Wikia, this is called Super Saiyan Second Grade. And
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm calling it Ascended.
SSSSG. It is the Ascended Saiyan in the anime, and it is the first branch of the advanced Super Saiyan forms.
Right.
It is enforced increase in power output of the initial transformation, and thus is not in itself an actual transformation.
Okay, yeah. So it's just
it's just more power being lent. I think if I would say anything, it's like a stronger version, maybe even arguably more perfected. I don't know if we could call it perfected, but it's definitely a stronger version of Super Saiyan. It's taking Super Saiyan to the next level, and it's just like, okay, here we are.
Right.
They're much more strong. They're much more bigger, as you already pointed out. Their hits land a little bit more harder. Mm-hmm. Vegeta's just like, yo, I'm Super Vegeta.
Yeah, he's like, y'all ain't calling me nothing else but that.
What are you waiting for? Well, if you won't make the first move, then I will!
That one was free. Now I'm going to show you what true power really is.
You're not Vegeta. You're not. You've changed. You've become something else.
That's right. I am Super Vegeta.
But before we get into sort of Super Vegeta, we see I want to run back to Goku and Gohan in the hyperbolic time chamber because
Sure, it's one of my favorite moments.
we
So.
do get to see them train long form throughout this, and this is the first time we get to see them train with one another in the entire series, and it may be probably the last time.
I think you're right. I don't think they trained with each other during Boo because Goku was dead. And
besides him hanging out while he picked the sword out the rock.
Yeah, but I don't really. You know, I mean,
yeah, all right. But Goku says a very foreshadowing thing. He was like, "I want you to become stronger than me."
Yeah,
and that is the entire purpose of this this training in the hyperbolic time chamber. And I'm wondering why would Goku come to this conclusion? Why would he believe this? Is this something that he's just like crazed, or is there something that he suspects could potentially happen during this entire ordeal?
I mean, I think it's finally getting to that point where he's like, we've already seen that Gohan has some kind of untapped potential, and if it's in there, that we're gonna find out. And I don't know, he might have saw it in his dream, just like he saw everything else.
So I'm thinking, maybe he really came face to face with that hard fire shit.
It may have been some real shit, man.
And maybe he was just like, I know in my heart of hearts, I can't protect everything forever. And we need to get someone else to the next level to be able to do this. And Vegeta may not be the answer, because Vegeta is most of the time selfish in times of dickwad, as we're going to go see in a few minutes, actually.
Ridiculous.
But I know, because he's always had this untapped potential. He's stronger than I was at his. He's stronger than he was at my age.
He may be thinking about it like that too. He's like, my son is right there on the cusp of being a Super Saiyan, and I'm twice as old as he is. You know what I'm saying? So he might just be like, you're the key.
Right. During this entire in the hyperbolic time chamber, Gohan eventually does transform into a Super Saiyan.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Sure.
Cut Gohan's hair or leave it long?
Oh, to me, the cut is the best. To me,
the cut is the best. I did like, at least like when I was watching it over again, when he like goes Super Saiyan, you can like see his hair as it's like before he cut it off, and it's like he's Super Saiyan.
It was just long. It was just
very long. It's very long.
To me, it's just too long. I like the haircut. I like
by
it.
The way, man, I think that's an ode to Raditz. By the way, I always wanted to tell you that.
Raditz.
They're related. That's his uncle.
That's true, but Raditz had a different type of hair, though.
No, I mean,
he had long hair.
I know. I'm just saying, the way that it just like it grew naturally like that.
Right. I like it. I like the shortcut. It was very like edgy, kind of, in a way.
I hear you. Sometimes, depending on how they drew it that episode.
Yeah.
Like if it was drawn really well, like
it looks good.
Right. When we talk about the episode where they get out of the like that visual is just like, it looks awesome, because they kind of changed the way the hair color looks. But we'll talk about that.
I love the training in the hyperbolic time chamber. I love when you really get to see the growth of Gohan, and he really struggles with becoming Super Saiyan for the first time. Mm-hmm. But when he eventually does it, and they get to that stage where they're just fighting as equals, to me, awesome. Also the transformation of Gohan himself, just Goku really just like, I'm putting my all into this Kamehameha, and whatever happens, happens. But the trust in Gohan to be able to just be like, yo, you'll survive.
Yeah, and even psychologically, remember when he first walked into the chamber, he was like, I'm not even sure if I can deal with this. Like, and I remember Goku asking him, like, are you sure this is something you want to do? You know, because he's like, look how stressful this is. He's like, don't even go out there by yourself. Like, you may get lost and never come back.
And now he's just trying to blast him into oblivion with a Kamehameha wave. And
putting him up against what he know he gonna be against.
And Gohan with himself internally just like, yo, I'm tired of being a kid, and I'm tired of just being the person who's never there to save people when they're in trouble. but it came to the Saiyans, and Piccolo had to be the one to take the bullet for him because he didn't know how to like react. He didn't. He wasn't able to save Dende in Frieza Saga, nor was he able to save Krillin. He doesn't want to be helpless. He doesn't want to be that person who can't, save his friends and save his family when it really comes down to it. And that really pushes him that desire, because Goku said, more importantly, it comes in response to not a well, actually, did he say it doesn't come in response to a need but a desire? Or was it desire?
You talking about when he was telling him how to go super, or how to
Yeah.
focus energy for being a Super Saiyan? I want to say it's desire.
It says power comes in response to a need, not a desire. Not a desire. So Gohan felt the need to protect everyone, and because it wasn't,
Vegeta struggled with it,
right? And that's exactly, he managed to summon it, and it looks great. I mean, the training in there, I was really happy that we got to see all the real time training in there, and the bonding between them and all of that other stuff, because
they needed it, man. But Goku needed it because we all know the dad jokes,
right? And I think arguably Gohan needed it as well. I think Gohan, as powerful as he was, and that surprise strength that he had during the Frieza saga, I think he was probably falling behind in terms of relevancy, in terms of what he was going to contribute to the saga. He really didn't contribute anything in sort of the first half, but I think they were sort of waiting for this moment.
Yeah, I mean, we always knew his day was coming, at some point. We just didn't know when, how, but of course, I'm glad it ended up how it ended up, because it was one of the coolest moments in the whole series.
Super Vegeta,
dickhead.
Super Vegeta Part 2. I feel like this is Part 2 of Super Vegeta. Anytime he gets to a new level, he's
just terrible, man.
My man Cell says, "You're not Vegeta, you're someone else." And Vegeta's like, "That's right, I'm Super Vegeta." And I'm just like, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
The folly of
do you like Super Vegeta physically?
It looks kind of rubbery.
I know you're probably gonna hear us say this a good bit, but like when it's drawn really well, it looked really cool.
To me, it just looked very it didn't look natural. It didn't look strong.
It's very brawly.
It looked very like big and rubbery.
I like the hair. Just when it's not drawn good, it looks really bad, because they're so clunky and big. It's to the point where they're standing there when it's drawn bad. You got their arms just like 3 sections of just like muscle. Yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't look nice.
It is it's more detailed with the animation for the hair. Everything just looks a little bit more. They're just bigger in size in general. But Vegeta,
brute strength shit.
If you love when Vegeta turns Super Saiyan for the first time, you're gonna love this. With one punch, he pretty much disposes of with Cell.
I love that part. I think the episode cuts off.
Yeah,
and it's like the next episode they go right back into it, but like he transforms and then like just fast pace over to Cell and punch him right in the stomach.
The folly of Vegeta is realized pretty quickly by Piccolo. Once Vegeta is there fighting, Vegeta is leagues ahead of Cell in terms of strength, but he doesn't seem to feel the need to end this pretty quickly, as he know Vegeta probably could. And that's probably what's Piccolo's greatest gripe, as he's there watching from the lookout, watching from the sidelines, because he wished if he were there, he would have been able to destroy Cell, but he can't at this time, and everything's in the hands of Vegeta, which is maybe the most nerve-wracking
you never know what he's gonna do.
Situation, because there'll be times where Vegeta has no mercy, and Vegeta will just like blast a nigga into oblivion.
Yeah, it just depends. It depends on how he's feels, but it's just like I just feel like everybody's been talking so much about this Cell guy, and then Vegeta's like, you know what? Let me show everybody that this guy ain't really nothing, anyways. It's Saiyans do this often. I think Goku does it. Goku is definitely done this crime as well. He just does it different. He does it like, hey, you're strong. Like, I'm
Hell,
gonna give you a chance to.
even Gohan does it. Even
Gohan does it
Gohan.
too. We're gonna find out he does it too. So it's just something that they all do.
Um,
I think they have like this need for seeing a little bit more.
it's folly. The folly of Vegeta is quickly realized by Piccolo, and then it's followed out very quickly thereafter in real life. As much as Vegeta has the upper hand in all of this, he's pretty much just like, you know what? If you say there's a form that can give me competition, by all means,
did he get bored? Do you think, Mills, what happened? What Vegeta's my man. It's just like he's your man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
I got nothing but love for Vegeta, regardless of his antics at times. But yo, what was this about, man? Was this some kind of like, you know, like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to? What was the true? You could have finished him, bro. Just finish him, bro.
It's explained that he is taking advantage of Vegeta's one weakness.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong; he has multiple weaknesses.
He does,
but this is his main weakness. His weakness is his ego at this point, and it's something that he eventually, overcomes at the end of Z and into Super, and I forgot about GT, but he definitely overcomes it by the time it's in Super.
Yeah.
But Cell takes advantage of that, and Cell's just like, listen, if I could absorb Android 18, you would be nothing. And Vegeta's like, word? That's how you feel?
Let's see then.
What you mean? Let's see. Yeah.
What you mean? Let me
go find her. Yeah. Go find her. Go find her if you want to. You know all of that. And Trunks is just like, yo,
you gotta be kidding me, bro.
You gotta be kidding me.
Over there, like, this cannot happen right now.
Trunks is just like, yo, I came from a dystopian future. Like, why are we letting this happen? Like, all of us are still alive. How is this still happening?
Right.
Like, could this really have been avoided at some point? Because we're all still alive and this shit is still happening. Everything is starting to unravel from this point. Like, literally everything is slowly starting to unravel at this point, because Vegeta gives Cell the go find Android 18. Trunks is like, no, you won't be able to find them. And then Trunks and Vegeta start getting into a fight.
Basically, which is just like, again, these are things that you just don't need.
Krillin receives the self-destruct button.
We gonna get into this
from Bulma. So Bulma, when they got the plans from Dr. Gero's lab, they gave it to Bulma, and Bulma crafted this device that would be able to shut down the androids. It was an emergency shutdown device. It was meant to shut down the androids. They had to be within 60 meters. I mean, MVP Bulma, listen, had to be within 60 meters of it. Krillin is given this choice.
Come on, Krillin, get rid of all those clouds. Very poor visibility.
See ya.
Don't let your feelings cloud your judgment. What am I doing? I can't do this. I can't let her go. The others. They're all counting on me. I can't let them down. Krillin, hold on. You can do it. She's just an android.
Look, man. My man Krillin was standing behind a rock.
Let me ask you
this: if he was in love with her.
Let me ask you this: has infatuation over a woman ever stopped you from doing a very logical thing?
Absolutely. happens every day. Listen. And from there, I felt some kind of pity for him. He's sitting there like, he's like, man, like, this is all on me. I could shut this woman down, this android down right now. Like, it's all on me. It's over. She's finished. She's not coming back. Like, that's it. Or he's like, I love her, so I'll keep her alive. But like, at that point in time, what is the possible outcome? The fact that he made that decision and you know, in the end, whatever happens. But I'm just saying the fact that he came up with that decision, he must have really, really, really loved it, bro. So yeah,
It was one kiss on the cheek.
one kiss on the cheek, bro. But what did she say though? What did she say after the kiss, bro?
What did she
See,
say?
these things are important.
What did she say?
I think she said she would be seeing him, or I'll see you, or bye.
Oh, come on.
But it was seductive. It was seductive,
come
bro.
on. All right. No.
Listen, man. Listen. They're demons, bro. They're demons.
I
They can
don't
get
believe
you like that. So
I believe
Krillin made
Krillin
some
is
made a mistake.
weak-minded. Krillin was someone who, you remember Marin, the girlfriend?
I remember Marin.
That he eventually practically names his daughter after.
Yo, time out. I didn't know we were going to... One of these days, we're going to have a full conversation about that right there. Like,
To me,
what is that?
To me, Krillin took something that was just this one moment. I'm assuming he wanted to have a girlfriend for the very longest time.
Yeah.
And it's not always easy to have a girlfriend when you're short and a training and all this other things. It's just like there's so much things working against him.
Sure.
He had this great girlfriend with Marin, but he bought her so many things just to keep her. And he knew she was terrible for him, but he decided I was going to stick with her anyway.
He definitely made some mistakes though.
He has her, but then now in the interim, I guess they're on break or whatever. I mean, Marin is shown during this entire she's shown in this saga, but it's very early on, and then she leaves with like a ton of her ex-boyfriends or whatever. But she's shown on. I mean, she's a joint. Don't get me wrong. She's a joint.
She is. She absolutely is.
But she's not.
But 18 deserves much, much better. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm trying to say that Krillin's idea of I love her and having this very internal conflict with himself after seeing her one time.
You think Krillin is problematic?
I think Krillin to me represents like Krillin
has like that Chris Brown syndrome.
No, it's not even that. It's like he represents like all the nerdy like people who couldn't get a girl.
Oh, and then
a girl shows you one thing of attention, and you're like,
and you lose your mind.
You lose your mind. You're making rash decisions. You're doing all these other things. You're destroying
Michael from the Office, like Michael from the Office. It's the same thing. You just get in a situation where a girl does something very, very small, and you just fall in love because you're just like, I've never had this attention before.
Right. You just never had it.
I hear that, but this is a big decision to make for that.
He's making a huge decision, bro.
It's not like a date or like, you're going to ask her out to the prom or something goofy like that. Like, this is like some real shit going on. Chris.
I'm wondering if he's like, yo, if I destroy her, I will never be able to like beat or like anything. Like, I'm going to be like, I'm going to have no girls. I'm going to have nobody. This is the only girl that ever showed me attention besides Marin, and I don't even think Marin liked me that much. He probably run that through his head.
But does he understand? He should have been able to understand just like what was at stake, and maybe been like, you know what? There's got to be a way I can bring her back if I shut her down right now. I'm just gonna shut it down. Look what the type of world you live in, Krillin.
Listen, man. You a ruler of you're one of the strongest people on earth. You could have, but
love makes you do crazy things, Mills.
You know what? At the end of the day, I think this is I'll say this first. I think it was a terrible decision. I thought it was a decision that's really held no merit. There's no reason why you should have done it.
It is a terrible decision.
But in terms of an ends to a mean, you got the girl.
You got the girl. It's just so funny. She ends up getting wished back anyways.
Well, not even wished back. But she ends up getting. But the fact that he did all of this sort of unrequited in a sense. She didn't know that. Yeah,
that's right.
He was. Girl in the weirdest. Listen, there's no other catch than like, for you, I made an entire wish on the Dragon Balls
Hey,
just for you.
listen, like I would have been like after that, I would have pulled up on her and been like, I had an opportunity to end all this. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been, like,
And I chose not to
Krillin could have
because
pulled up. Like, I was standing like 10 feet away from you. I had a control in my hand. I was about to, you
emergency
saw me
shutdown.
break it. You saw me break it. I did that for you. I could have ended everything.
These other hating bitches designed it to get you off, but
Yeah.
to destroy you. But I could never destroy what we had.
So that's probably why 18 stays with his bitch ass.
Hotline Bling, Krillin right here.
He's a fool. He was a fool for that, though. He really was a fool.
He was a fool, man. A fool for love. That was a long thing on Krillin.
Well,
I feel like we had to say it though.
Yeah, it had to be. It had to be said because it was a very weird. Like I felt for him in the situation. It's just at the same time it was a very important moment, and they gave it to him. And they obviously gave it to him to link him and 18 together for their future stuff. But it's really cool. It was a funny little thing, and it had some anxiety in it. I felt for him. So
I feel like, well, this is running back. This is part of everything unraveling in a sense because it's all going well when Vegeta steps up the chamber and starts punching people and all this other stuff. But it starts unraveling pretty quickly when Trunks is fighting Vegeta. Krillin shows up on the scene with Bulma's, emergency shutdown device, and he destroys it just mere feet away from Android 18. Piccolo gets a wind of it and like, what's going on? And like,
Piccolo can't believe what he's got to do.
He is just like, yo, humans.
Like,
I hate it all. So now Android 18 can't be destroyed. Now Cell is on the hunt for Android 18, and he pretty much finds her eventually. Despite it all, they managed to spot her in 16.
It was really elongated. Did you like the Cell blowing up the islands for 30 minutes?
No, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan either.
I really didn't. It went.
I could tell how you just you were just like, yeah, they were looking for 18. He finds them, and because I don't really want to talk about it either. It's like it was just very blah. Like
I need you. The best part about that part, I need you so much. No, that too. But once you get to the bridge, I need you to watch the bridge, bro. I need you to watch the bridge.
Is that part like ridiculous?
It's a thing. It's a thing in there. It's a thing. It's 100%.
That's one of the like biggest moments. Like
no, it's not a biggest moment, but it just becomes a thing to laugh at. You have to see it. You have to see it. I'm trying to get you to watch the bridge series. It's real. And I know you don't have the time right now, but
no, I watched the Yumcha scene.
I need you to watch the entire thing, bro. It is so good. Trust me, it is so good. It is a reason why I wouldn't be saying this so many times every episode if I did not think this was good.
You're right. You need to just that's fine until you know that I do, because I'm gonna tell you immediately. Like I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm watching it. Like,
all right,
I'm watching it.
All right, I'm gonna definitely keep sending it to you. Cell finds androids 18. There's a lot of struggle back and forth between Trunks, Android 16, Krillin, and 18, and they really try to put up a fight. Fight is terrible because they're really, besides Trunks, none of them are a match for it. I forget how Cell absorbs Android 18.
I think she got smacked up against the rocks, and didn't Cell
terrible scene, terrible taste.
What'd you say?
Terrible taste.
Yeah, no,
it's not good at all.
It's not good.
The optics of it.
Now was there?
He blinded them with the Tien's move,
right? With solar flare.
Solar flare. So he pretty much they're all blinded. They really can't find anything.
Cell had enough. Like he was like, you know what? Like if I got to use one of the cheapest techniques to get what I got to get, it's time. Like
and shout out to Trunks for being like, listen, even if it takes me, blasting you, Dad, I will not let this happen. And Vegeta's just like, you ain't gonna do shit, you pussy. Yeah, and Trunks is just like, blow.
Unbelievable.
And Vegeta has that one scene in the water, and he's just like, I guess he had it in him.
Dude, I love that part, bro. I thought that was so cool. It was almost like a semi-proud moment, even. Like,
Yeah, but he's
he
like,
was just like laying there. He's like, guess he had it in him.
but I gotta whoop that ass now.
Yeah, I still gotta get his ass.
Android 18 is absorbed by Cell.
Yeah, cool. One of my favorite, one of the most, to me, underrated transformations. One of my favorite transformations. I love Perfect Cell. It's his design. So I love how he even mentioned, not being in the body that he liked.
Right.
And like what it meant to be perfect. It was not just from a power level. He meant physically, he meant from power, like from all aspects. So I love this transformation. It was very Super Saiyan-esque too, by the way.
It has all the pomp and circumstances that you need. Like he absorbs her, his body starts going off. It's like a million car alarms just all at once. Like
awesome. and then I mean, even post transformation, just like his demeanor and his attitude, and just like he kind of doesn't pay attention to he doesn't really at that point. He realizes how strong he is, and he's not even paying attention to who's around. So he just kind of starts.
I think he's obsessed with himself.
He's like, wow, this is it. This is how it feels to be perfect.
He's like,
he starts like punching the air and like kind of stretching a little bit.
I have fingers now.
Yeah.
I think I have toes. I don't know. I got a nose.
His tails kind of went up in him to show that he's done using it. I think that was awesome.
I got lips. I got not that mouth shit. Not that
he's
fucking,
handsome. He's handsome.
He's a handsome guy now. Like my man's, he's out here. He's
perfect Cell.
He's got a great design, great look. I like the
colors. Yeah, the color scheme is fantastic.
Color scheme is on point. Krillin tries. Krillin just like, yo, you absorbed my girlfriend. What's wrong with you? Totally. I was in there, and then you just kind of like dubbed me. Blah blah blah. And then Krillin gets one kick, just like one hard kick.
Yeah.
And he's almost dead.
That was it, bro.
Like,
yeah. At this point in the series, we have never seen anything like this before. Like, just from a strength level.
Yeah. And even Cell's just like, Android 16's behind him. He's like, listen, if you don't want your head to roll just exactly the same, you're going to stay wherever the hell you at.
Yeah, like I'm stretching. I'm figuring out my body. Do not come over here.
The profile of Perfect Cell. He's perfect. He's vain in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
He's vapid. He's
witty.
Achieving perfection. He only wants to fight those who are worthy of his perfect nature.
Yeah.
And it's shown really throughout here after the fact. He doesn't really go on a rampage to sort of destroy people as revenge or anything. He doesn't do that.
He's still destructive. It's just very like I'm so much more like he's like I'm beyond that at this point. Like you guys should just fear me in general. Like fearing me enough, is more than enough for you to even be here. Like don't even look at me.
Right. He could have easily destroyed 16. It could have easily destroyed Vegeta, Trunks,
the world,
Krillin, everything. He's not really for that. He's just like, no, I'm gonna figure this out as we go. Let's see.
Cell. You want me to tell you? It's just like even thinking about Cell and like I do think that his genes have to do a lot with his own downfall too. So I can't wait to talk about that because I just think you can't be part Saiyan and not make courageous mistakes in battle. Just the way that you are mentally. You know what I'm saying? They tease it all the time.
Cell and Vegeta. I think Vegeta is literally the last one to find out he's been played.
Yeah, he is the last one. He's like,
he's literally the last one. Trunks tries to get it known to him. Piccolo knows. Tien knows. Bulma hasn't realized it, but I'm sure she knows at some point. But he's literally the last one to find out he gets played. He realizes he tries to go head to head with Cell. I think Cell gives him sort of an inch, but he doesn't really give him everything he got. And then when Cell pretty much turns on,
I think Cell tells him. He's like, "Yo, you're an idiot."
he really got played. And Vegeta tries to step out of the humbling with probably one of the most attacks.
Yo. All right. Vegeta's Final Flash. Super Vegeta's Final Flash. Probably at this point, it's important because it's his biggest move that he's done to date in this series. It's his most powerful move to date. Before, when you talk about some of the things that Vegeta does, like he doesn't really do Gallic Gun too much anymore. His Big Bang attack is one that he keeps in his arsenal. He's a Fury guy, you know. He'll throw a bunch of different stuff at you, but Final Flash is like one of those moves because not just, you know, is it his strongest move, but it takes a while for him to get it going properly. So he even tells Cell, he's like, "You think you're strong? Why don't you?" He said, "Don't move." Because he knows, he's like, I can't, this isn't going to work no other way. Like, if I'm really going to shoot this thing, it's going to be the biggest blasters I've ever created, and he's going to have to be still. And he's like, well, that's cool. I'll kind of walk you into it just like you walked me into it. That, to me, was foreshadowing on Cell's part either, because Cell should not have agreed to stay there and take that. But he did.
the visual, I think he tries to dodge it.
But when it gets close, when it gets closer, I think he does.
He realizes, wow,
he's like, oh, shit. He's like, this is too much.
The visual of it, like blasting like tangentially on Earth.
That's peak Dragon Ball shit for you
through
right there.
Space.
Baby. Yeah,
destroying a meteor, asteroid, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Who knows?
A planet somewhere down the line that's gonna hate Vegeta later.
These people have destroyed the moon, so
it's crazy. So the Final Flash is an amazing attack.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Last Stand, Vegeta he manages to hit Cell, and thinks that he's got one. He's like, "Yo, got him." And then Cell regenerates. I feel like regeneration.
It's pretty gruesome, by the way. That was a great scene.
I think regeneration should cost like a massive amount of like energy and ki, depending on how much you have to regenerate.
Well, you know, I think that's true. I just think that Cell was so strong, it was just different. Because when Piccolo does it, Piccolo's definitely always exhausted.
My man
but,
is like,
yo, I mean, it's true. And when Cell does it, Cell's just like, all right, nigga, new limbs. He stretches a little bit. I think he punches the air after he grows him back. He's like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm back to it.
So at this point, at least at this point, Vegeta's like, fuck.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, that's it.
And Cell knocks him out crazy. There's this point during this, they're Krillin and Trunks having this discussion, and Trunks is just like, I can't show him how strong I am. Or like, and Krillin's just like, you have to step in. And he's like, no, I gotta wait till Vegeta's unconscious to be able to show him how strong I am. I was like, what are we doing here? I wasn't sure how that got introduced about how Trunks being stronger than Vegeta.
I don't know, man. Maybe it was just something that Trunks was trying to.
Maybe he felt it in the way I don't know.
I would assume that he figured it out in the time chamber.
There's this important. Well, Vegeta's knocked out. Knocked out.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap for him, as always. Krillin takes him off. Trunks decides to power up and ascend to the next level of Super Saiyan, and it's just like his transformation is literally the type of transformation that when people don't watch Dragon Ball Z, they complain about, because it's literally maybe an episode, maybe episode and a half.
Yeah, it's
maybe a couple of episodes worth of just like powering up.
And I don't know the true purpose to making it that long, considering
it lasted long, man.
Considering it's basically just Vegeta, it's the same thing. It's just Trunks is a little bit stronger. It's not like it's Trunks Super Saiyan 2. It's just ascended Trunks. It's just Super Trunks.
So it lasts a few episodes, and Trunks.
It looks cool. I mean, you know, I meant just like, you know, the hair aesthetics. Not the stuff that we talked about previous, like the muscle. Like, I'm not really huge into the buff. That's why even Broly's not one of my favorite characters.
Right. Just off
visually. I prefer like his non-Super Saiyan character. Like, his non-Super Saiyan looks really dope to me, but like when the buffness is like, I don't know, it's a little overrated to me.
To me, it was good because, well, to me, They did the power ups, and then they also talked for like an episode two, the Ghost of Tomorrow episode.
They did.
Where Trunks is just like, I know your type of people. I've had to live through it. And literally in this episode, you get a longer version of how the fighters were destroyed than you got in the stupid TV special.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense.
We could have went over just that part, and it would have been a similar thing.
We literally got to see how Vegeta, Trunks, and everyone got destroyed in their own right. And it went longer than it did in the TV special.
And all that, and Cell's like, bro, I really don't care about none of this shit.
Cell recounts his own story. He was like, yo, I was a larvae. And I
he's
was
like,
a
I've been
test
through
tube
it too, bro. Like, he's like, you don't know what I've been through.
You want to do it? I went through a time where there was no Android, so I had to steal your time machine.
Real quick, I just got a notification from ESPN that said Fox reaches agreement to air SmackDown. I just wanted to tell you. Starting October 2019.
Oh my God.
ESPN notification just now. Fox reaches agreement to air WWE SmackDowns live starting October 2019.
Big news. Big
news. Huge news. Good for you.
Good for
everybody.
Anyways, yeah. Cell recounts his own story. He's like, yo, I had to travel through time to become this perfect. Like, I had to do
Cell from the bottom now.
Yeah, he started
really
from the bottom,
bro. He's really from the bottom.
He does that, and he finally realizes, like, sort of the story of him becoming self-realized, and it's his own story. Maybe they should have done a history of Cell, maybe just for the balance.
History of Cell would have been dope, but I don't know I don't know what the hell he was doing when he was in those. Like, I wanted to see if he ever just like traveled to like
if maybe he found love, like human love, and had
chill out.
And had to like absorb his girlfriend or something.
I was thinking more like, we show him like in other planets, or I don't know, like who knows, dude.
Just meeting the people, the United Nations, and just absorbing them all. And it's just like, what could we do? A nice little 15-minute,
hilarious, bro.
A little 15-minute ditty. Trunk realizes their limitations to perform.
Yeah.
You know what? I like it because it says it shows you that strength isn't absolute in this.
Yeah, that needed to happen
because that's been the theme of Dragon Ball for a long time. It's like the bigger, stronger muscles you get, the more better you'll do.
Yeah.
And while he was comparable to strength to Perfect Cell, he was not able to accomplish anything against Perfect in one blow because he was too bulky, he was too strong. Whereas Perfect Cell is just the perfect mix of speed.
You see, it's rather easy to transform and flaunt your powers, but it's not going to get you anywhere if your opponent has any sort of speed. Honestly, it's a very simple concept to understand. Even Vegeta figured it out. So, why can't you?
Oh, of course! That's why Father stopped getting stronger! He could have, but he knew about its limits! And I just kept plowing forward, like a stupid child. You can finish me if you want. I've failed.
How very gracious of you.
Yeah, so he's just like, yo, you can wreck me now. But Cell has other plans. Cell's just like, yo.
Cell's like, wait a minute, by the way.
Like, this is, again, goes back to Cell was like, I'm not going to fight anyone who isn't worthy of my
strength. That saying shit, bro. It's in him. It's similar. He could have ended everything right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Instead, he's like, so how'd you get so strong, by the way?
Right. And he's just like,
and could you get stronger? Which is literally what Vegeta just did to him. Like, it's some sayings, man. Some sayings.
And he's like, I think they were asking like, yo, where's Goku? Where's all this other shit? You just had a million questions.
Yeah, he was just curious.
Cell decides, you know what? I'm going to start a tournament. My own branded tournament. Whole Cell Games, trademarked. And in this tournament, he wants, before he destroys the Earth, before anything, he just says, "Listen, I want you to all of you to get as strong as you can because I'm going to have a tournament and I'm going to fight you guys one by one, each one. And if you're able to beat me, you're able to beat me. But if I'm able to beat you, I will destroy the earth, and that'll be it."
Right. But hey, you have a chance.
You have a chance. So it was an interesting proposition.
Go do it.
It's an interesting switch to the anime. Just because it's not ending in a similar style like probably the last two sagas, the Saiyan or the Frieza one, where it's just like this very epic like battle. Well, it ends up being that. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like the way it's formatted is just like, okay, we're gonna do this in tournament rules, and we're gonna play by your style, and I'm gonna beat you guys in your own game because I'm perfect and you guys aren't.
It's just he wants to make something out of it. He has just that curiosity. I think he does enjoy this. Perfect Cell enjoys fear way more than destruction. Like I feel like he likes the idea of people being afraid of him than actually like killing them right then and there. He's like, you know what? I'll kill you later, but fear me for the next however long. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fucking androids, dude.
So Cell flies off. Cell's gone. He's like, all right, I'm about to go announce a tournament. I gotta go find sponsors and all this.
You go get sponsors.
I gotta go find sponsors. And Vegeta's just like,
big money, baby. It's a lot of money in the Cell games.
Vegeta's like, what happened here? All this other stuff. They go back home. They pretty much have to go back home. He's like, listen, he's about to announce a tournament. He just says, watch TV.
Everybody's like, what you talking about, man?
Everybody's in front of the TV. We have to talk about this picture you sent me of Vegeta's fit.
All right, yeah. So
the Nordstrom fit, very Nordstrom.
So they were at Bulma's crib, and
I like how everyone's gathered in one place, and Vegeta's like always like 40 feet to the side.
Like but he's dressed. He's dressed though. Like so, it's funny. So, but not just that. Trunks is his get up is very similar to Vegeta and Bulma. So that was kind of cool. Like they all kind of basically had like similar clothes on. But Vegeta had on, I want to say it was like some off-white slacks.
Off-white. It
was like some off-white slacks.
Nah, it was definitely like a beige or something.
Was it beige? Well, it was something of that nature. But the tee, the yellow tee, the yellow button up. Was it a sweater or a button up?
It was a sweater. It was 100% a sweater.
Man, that shit was hard. It just, for whatever reason, Vegeta's just like over there, kind of like standing by the window. You know, sun shining on him. He's like talking shit, but he has like the hardest fit on in the crib.
It was crazy. I love it.
It's definitely something else. It's definitely something else.
Oh my god. Gohan and Goku emerge from the hyperbolic time chamber as Super Saiyans. And everyone's in awe. Everyone's like, yo, we're going to go train, but first we got to see Goku and Gohan come out. And they emerge as Super Saiyans. Everyone's in awe because they've managed to hold the form as opposed to having to transform into the form. And it's a good look. I like the blonde.
Yeah.
I like everything. Gohan does like, Piccolo, can you design me some of your clothes?
Man, it's such a cool, like, that's in that scene, that was an episode that was drawn well. And Gohan, the hair, I like this hair much better. I didn't want to tell you because it's like an off blonde, like you know, it's just not. It's not that Super Saiyan blonde that we've been looking at.
It's much more like calm, demure, sort of blonde, yellow.
It's different. It's different.
Goku meets Cell in the ring, and rushing this for the purpose of time. But Goku meets Cell in the ring and promises they'll fight in the tournament. Goku goes back to Korra and, how much power do I have compared to Cell? And he powers up at the lookout.
Yeah.
Everyone's losing their mind. Vegeta's just like, yo, how did this motherfucker do this again? Damn. Again. Like, I really got to go back in. And Korin says, no, you don't really have a chance. Cell's stronger than you. And Goku's like, I'd imagine that. So between Cell announcing the tournament and the start of the tournament, there's 10 days. Goku has decided he's going to rest for 3 days, train for 3 days, and rest the remaining 4. And everyone's like, what? because everyone's going back into the time chamber. Vegeta's going back
Right.
in, Trunks is going back in, Piccolo's going in.
Man, Goku's like, yo, we don't really even need to. We
He's
good.
like, if you consider torturing your body training, then by all means go back in.
Right.
And he throws some slick Vegeta shade. He was like, I know how important it is.
Did you like that little stab?
Level. Yes, I do.
Goku doesn't do that often. That's why I liked it too.
But he does it when he recognizes like the relationship he has with his opponent and how strong they are. Because he does it. He'll do it with like Frieza too.
Yeah,
like he'll do it with Frieza and Super and stuff like that. And Vegeta's just like, oh, you think you're stronger than me? And Goku's like, sure, I'm far above you. And it just like stews and Vegeta can't handle it. Like,
yeah, it's cool.
We have reached the end of the episode. This is a long one. This is a long one. You got plenty of things. We try to cram everything we did in this one episode.
Also, I do better real quick. Something was just announced that's Dragon Ball Z related. So
please do tell.
May 31st. I don't know when we're going to be dropping this episode exactly, but May 31st, Zamasu Fused and Vegito Super Saiyan Blue are coming to fighters.
Oh, beautiful!
May 31st officially. They just announced it like 5 minutes ago.
It aired on the show this weekend. So this weekend on the English dub of Dragon Ball Super, they finally fused together. And then I think the dub is taking a 2-week break, which I fucking hate. Like, God,
like, why would you do that? You already, just keep going.
Just keep going. Let me see if we're taking a 2-week break, because I'm gonna be really mad if we are.
Well, 2-week break. We could probably.
Dub is taking a 2-week, but it's like you know what's the worst part? It's almost at the end. That's the worst part.
I know.
There's literally 3 episodes left, and it's taking a 2-week break.
I don't know. It's ridiculous. Just finish it off.
It is what it is. But until then, we will. Anything you like, anything that we haven't talked about in this sort of series between Goku stepping out the chamber and Goku stepping out the hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah, anything you guys would like to know or want us to cover or talk about or come back and discuss? I mean,
yeah, let us know. But until then, you can follow us. You can follow myself at Meals TV. You can follow Jeff at Old Newsboy. You can follow RNC Radio at RNC Radio Live on Twitter. We are now on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. So we'll pretty much have multiple avenues where you can find us on. Consistently, you can find us on
lock.
Everything. You can follow our playlist. You can follow everything, sort of following that. Gosh, is there anything else that we need to talk about? I think we covered everything, man. We covered more than everything.
We went through a good bit, nice hour.
We covered
stuff.
Yeah. We covered a whole bunch of
really
things.
Good stuff.
So if you're interested, please let us know. If you like the episode, please let us know. If you like anything from the episode,
if there are any dope ass fits from Dragon Ball Z you want us to talk about, let us know.
Oh yeah,
I'm down to talk about these fits because they really do get down. So
let's talk about it. But
the
until
fashion
then,
is great out there.
We will be back with episode 12, which will essentially be the Cell games and everything that happens within it. So stay tuned. You're listening to The Lookout on RNC Radio Live. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Yeah.